You can buy a lot of things for $30 in Australia in 2025. KFC dinner box, $24.99. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's how much it costs. You could probably get away with like 3 hours of parking in Melbourne CBD as well. Or you could buy 5 of the wines that we're tasting today. Well, a bottle of each. You're not getting all of them for 30 because we have got 5 wines under $30 and 1 wine over $100 that we're tasting today. I always come into these feeling really confident because I drink a lot of $30 wine or less and I don't drink a lot of $100 wine. So basically, just find the thing that tastes weird, and if it tastes weird, it's probably gonna be expensive. See how Brendan and Noah go? Welcome to Bottle Shock.
Let's get into it. One of our favorite games. Spot the $100 bottle.
I always love doing tastings like this, mainly because you can't really lose. Either we're gonna get it wrong and we're gonna find out that there is a bottle that we would spend $100 on that is not $100. Big win.
Number one. Every time I smell a white wine, it falls into one of 2 categories, which is, does this smell more like Riesling or does this smell more like Chardonnay? And this smells more like Riesling.
Smells like passion fruit and like super ripe pear.
Smells like Riesling.
Like berries and flowers is what this smells like. And then it feels like it's gonna be acidic, it's gonna make me salivate. That's ticking the Riesling box for me personally.
Like very aromatic. Doesn't smell like $100.
Well, it smells like aromatic white. Feels like Riesling. Pretty broad, pretty ripe. Like it could also be like alternate variety stuff as well.
That sort of tropically fruit with a nice run of acid through it. To me, there is nothing that says that that is not a standard, best value for money white wine in Australia, $26 Riesling.
This is under $30. This is actually really cool. I like it, it's fresh, it's textural. Great acid, amazing texture. I would happily pay $25 and I would get 6. Really good, yum. Not $100 though.
It's a pretty straight up and down, lovely, luscious drink. Pay $20 and I'd buy 3 bottles. Why only 3? Yeah, I'm looking for a little bit more power and weight that isn't ripeness. Still very well made.
I'll have a dozen, and I reckon that is $29 bottle. I do not think that is the $100 bottle. Wine number 2.
Wine number 2. Cooler, again, medium lemon, nothing too crazy.
Again, Riesling or Chardonnay. This one's sort of sitting a little bit more in the middle.
Oh, interesting. It has a burnt butter. It's called diacetyl. It's when a winery has been, or a wine has been pushed through malolactic stressed a little bit. It's created this almost like, it's like a banana resta, but not. It's more like buttery.
It's got the savory thing that I would expect on a Chardonnay. It's lacking a little bit of oak.
Creamy. I can smell malo here. It's very like apricot, pineapple, a yogurt kind of vibes.
Honey is what I'm getting.
Yeah, really yogurty, really creamy. And yeah, those ripe tropical fruits in there as well.
Cool, great acid drive, pretty rounded, good, lovely textural white. $25 and I'll buy 3. I'll probably stick on 3.
Could be a Fiano, actually. I really like that too. That's another does. I don't think it's the expensive one. I reckon that'll be $25 a bottle. Drink wines like this, they're great.
I only want 3. I'd happily pay like $28. And it's good. It's good, it's not great. I'm not blown away by it, you know?
Wine number 3.
Oh, Sauv Blanc?
Wow, really aromatic.
Ooh, Gewürz, huh? Something lifted and aromatic and light cheese and rose petals.
Gewürz? Like so aromatic, just like...
Really confected, like Japanese lolly. It's nice. Yeah, no, not $100. Really.
Great drink. Really great drink. Love the acidity here. It's crunchy.
Good, fun. I don't know why I'm going Pinot Blanc here. It feels like just so like medium everything, but doesn't feel like Chardonnay. So like the only thing that kind of springs to mind in that verse is like Pinot Blanc.
I'm really happy with Gewürz as my guess on that. Lychee balls in red duck curry, and that's what you're expecting. But then there's this savory element on the finish of this wine. $28 a bottle. Yeah, you would buy a dozen of it for that price.
$30, I'd pay a little bit more for that, but I'd grab another 3. Interesting, but not blowing my mind.
Gonna go $30 and gonna go 6 bottles. Yummy.
Is one of these gonna taste expensive?
Looks like Pinot. Does it smell like Pinot? Yes.
Bit of a tomato leaf thing here, a little bit more influence of oak, which is a bit of a signal for me. This could be the $100 bottle.
It's like slightly Turkish delight, rose watery would be the smell.
It smells really good though. There's a fair dollop of oak here. Grittiness to the tannin. Immediately, as much as it does scream Pinot, I'm not quite at that $100 level.
I don't think so. I think this is a red herring. It's lean. There's not a degree of ripeness here. And I think what's going on is, and we've seen this on the show before, where winemakers will utilize oak to kind of make a lesser quality wine more quality.
Definitely Pinot. Pinot Noir can be $100 very easily. How much would I pay for it? I'd pay $50 for this. So like, if it's the expensive one, it's overvalued. If it's the cheap one, it's undervalued. If it's cheap, it's a dozen. If it's expensive, then it's 2.
I think it's really quite solid. I'd pay $40 and I'd get 6. It's got some complexity, it's got some vibrancy, but I just don't think it's a $100 Pinot.
I'm gonna say that this is probably around about $25 a bottle, and I would buy one. I like wines that are made from grapes and not trees.
Wine number 5, a little bit more medium, a bit darker in the core.
Deep plum, dark purple, black color to this wine.
Oh, okay. Bit more well pieced together here. We're sort of Shiraz Grenache territory.
That smells like near nothing. Very quiet. It's like a nail polishy kind of thing. It's got some like VA kind of characters.
Oak is definitely a component. There's a density and a weight to the nose. So we're ticking a lot of boxes here.
Feels like cheap Shiraz. Nice and like peppery through the mid palate, not overwhelming with its tannin.
Spicy, tight, savory, juicy, really firm tannins. I'm not massive into this.
It's got a pretty warm palate. Kind of vibing Grenache on this. I do know with quite a lot of confidence, I don't believe wines 1, 2, 3, or 4 are $100 a bottle. This kind of could be with a bit of context, but I don't believe it's worth that without the context. 30. And I would buy 6 because I think it's really yummy.
I'd happily pay $20 and I'd grab 1. It's tasty, but it's not exciting.
I'll have 1 bottle of it and I'd pay $20 for it. It's the sort of wine that I'll drink with my father because it's the sort of wine that he pours me.
And wine number 6, the deepest, darkest of the lot.
Ooh, that smells good though.
It smells awesome. I'm all about it.
There's this interesting sort of orange peel aromatic here that I find really, really lovely, and I've seen that in recently, Barossa Shiraz actually.
Red rhubarb overall.
Yeah, I think this is the...
It could be. I don't think it deserves it.
I like cheap white wine more than I like cheap red wine, I think. Cheap, full-bodied reds, generally speaking, don't tick the box for me.
Tannin's quite harsh. But it grabs your mouth and you're kind of like pulled this way and that way with it.
It's awesome, Syrah. It's not blowing my socks off, you know? I'd grab 3.
I'll buy 3 bottles of that and I'll pay $20 for it.
The one wine there that I would actually be happy to spend $100 on, it is going to be this aromatic white, this what a Gewürzy thing, whatever is in here. If that was $100, I'd go, cool.
Sweet, sweet, sweet. We weren't talking anything about this, so we're not going to do a candid one. What do you think, fellas? Spotting the $100 bottle. This is a game I always like to play.
Oh man, I've played a wild card for my $100 bottle because I'll be honest, there's not many wines here that I'll pay $100 for.
I was the exact same. I wouldn't pay $100 for any of these wines.
Yeah, the one wine that I said that I would pay $100 for is a wine that I can imagine costing $100, but it's not because I'm like, yeah, it's worth it. It's just like, you know, sometimes right or...
I was amazingly underwhelmed with this lineup.
That said, it wasn't like, oh, these are $100 bottles. There was plenty of wine here that I would drink, especially in the
100%,
lights.
yeah.
My choice of which one was $100 was I had to think opposite. I was like, if I paid $100 for this, would I be disappointed?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I'd be like, fine with it.
It's wine number 1. No one thinks this is $100, do they?
I don't think so.
No.
But it was my favorite wine.
It's delicious.
Really? Yeah, it's my favorite wine. It's creamy, it's got great texture, it's got acidity. I really like it.
What did you think it was?
I called it Fiano.
Oh, cool. I got a Riesling.
I called it Riesling as well. For me, it was like that floral thing, the fresh cut grass. I called the next wine Fiano as a stab in the dark.
That's why I went Fiano, which has got acid, but it's not like Riesling austerity. It is quite textural.
I wanted a dozen of them.
I also wanted a dozen of them.
And at under $30.
No, sorry, so I wanted 6.
$29, yeah, for sure.
$20 and 3.
25 and 6.
All right. That is a Pinot Gris from Bannockburn.
Now, what happens when you grab Fiano and grab Riesling?
You land in Pinot Gris. 100%. Like as soon as I smelled this wine, I've realized when I'm tasting white wines, whenever I smell it, I'm like, is this more adjacent to Riesling or is it more adjacent to Chardonnay? So I was right in that sense because this is more adjacent to Riesling. But yeah, cool. I'd drink that. That also looks nicer than most $27 bottles of wine. It's nice packaging.
Yeah.
It's got a nice thick bottle on it. New Zealand. Thank you. Wine number 2. This is the one I called Fiano.
I called this one Chardonnay.
I thought was Chardonnay. Had this diacetyl thing, like really pushed malo.
Yeah.
Like just sickly butter.
Yeah, no,
Can't
it's
get my
like
head out of
super
that.
yogurty, like sweet yogurt.
Yeah.
Wasn't my kind of bag. I had $25 and 3.
I was 28 and 3.
I like this a lot as well. I was another dozen for 25.
There is a refreshment factor to this.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, the drinkability is high.
Exactly. And I think when you're looking for white wines under $30 a bottle, that's sort of what I want. I don't want it to be like overly complicated.
This is totally going to be the $100 bottle.
Dude, this is the $100 bottle. I'm gonna be. Did anyone think it was the $100 bottle? No, right, okay. That is Fiano. Hey!
Well done.
McLaren Fiano. There you go.
Done. That's a good call, dude.
When I was tasting it, I was like, I don't think it's McLaren Fiano. So like, just because I don't know, man.
Still, dude.
Generally
But
speaking,
still, Fiano's good.
McLaren Fiano for me has been less tasty than this. It's almost like
Yeah,
it's
like,
hotter and leaner.
There is a bit of a like to say classical McLaren Fiano can be quite boring, but this one's got texture. Like this is Alex Sherrah, who was the winemaker at Uriel for ages, so he was working at the winery that brought in Fiano to Australia.
He knows his way around some Fiano.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, probably more than anybody else in the country, really.
I haven't had their Fiano before. I've had a couple of their other wines, but I'll happily drink that, especially when the weather starts to warm up a little bit. Very happy. Wine number 3. This is Gewurz, right?
It's got to be, and this is my guess for $100.
This
Really?
I went Pinot Blanc for
Cool.
some really. I was just like, it's so odd.
Yeah.
And it's so like neutral.
But it's so lychee on the nose, though. Like
It is
that,
super lychee.
I'm so locked into that being like the identifier for.
It was very confected. Yeah, I didn't go straight lychee, but I see exactly what
fair.
you mean.
I really enjoyed it, like the refreshment factor. When I went through this, I was like, no, not 100, not 100, not 100, and I kept going along, and I was like, okay, what wine would I pay $100 a bottle and not be disappointed by? And I'm like, you know what? If I order that in a
there is a
restaurant, it's $100 a
muskiness,
bottle,
is
and
there?
I drank it, and I'm like, maybe not the ideal, but I wouldn't be disappointed. I love this wine. And talk about summertime drinking.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was 3 for 30.
I said 106.
I kept my dozen streak going here. I've had a dozen of all 3 of these whites. I'm going to drink
like
a lot
it.
in summer. $28. If it's $100, I'm like, it doesn't.
Yeah, no.
Other wines that do the same. Grillo.
Yummy.
Yep,
Yum.
$23. Absolutely.
Anima.
Thank you very much. Sicilian. This is an Italian Grillo that you can buy in Australia for less than the price of a family feed at KFC at the moment. And that is pretty good value, realistically.
really good value.
We like Poggio make great wines. Like I think Grillo is a great variety. Really aromatic for this variety.
Yeah.
I generally see more like oyster shell and kind of minerality, but this is super floral. It's
Really
quite
cool.
interesting.
Wine number 4. This is the one that I thought could be $100 because
It's
this
a
is
red herring.
Pinot.
It's fucking Pinot. It's red herring, isn't it?
I think it's a red herring.
100%.
I reckon. Noah, did you dislike this?
I didn't dislike it. If it's under $30, I think that's really good for under $30.
100%.
But, like, it smells great.
Yeah.
If it's anything more than $30, I'd be really upset. Like maybe $40 is what I'd
pretty
pay
lean.
$40 for this. Just it doesn't have the intensity and complexity.
Yeah.
This just doesn't have it.
For me, if I'm wanting a bottle of Pinot Noir, quite often it's just because I'm hanging out with a group of people who are like, I drink red, but I like lighter style red. So you go to a bottle of Pinot,
Yeah.
then this comes out, they smell it smells yummy, and then you taste it, and it's not like challenging. Caveat being, if it's $100, you'd be disappointed with it because
Yeah.
it doesn't have the complexity of other Pinots, but it's the one that...
reminds me a bit of like the Moorooduc or the Hoddles Creek entry
Yeah.
levels, where there's
Yeah.
a little bit more oak that kind of masks that.
Yeah, no, it's pretty oaky. I'd grab 6 for $40. I think it's pretty good.
If it's $100, I'll have 2. If it's under 30, I'll have a dozen.
Yeah, one for $25.
Okay.
Hey, look,
Mont-Redon Pinot Noir, $28. I'm
There you
having a
go.
dozen of it. Thank you so much.
See, maybe I wasn't in such a bad mood today.
But it's good. It's good.
It's good. But
It does
yeah,
the job.
Like,
It's like, relax with this high pitch. It's good. You know, it's good. It's good. No, it's just good. It's easy to drink.
it's good.
How is everything? Great.
So wonderful.
And then it just drops off in the back end for me.
I really did not like this one.
Okay,
No.
well these are the only other 2 that I thought could be $100.
I agree.
Yeah, sure.
And I thought this one was more Grenache, and the other one was more something else. Actually, if I was going to really take a second choice, it would probably be this wine. This reminds me a bit like Cirillo.
It's opened up a bit
Supple.
more. There is like a nice suppleness to it, but it just doesn't have any vibrancy. It's kind of like the watercolors like started to wash away in the rain. Like you can kind of see what it could have been like with a bit more intensity.
I said Shiraz, dirt, 1 bottle, $20.
It's a blendy kind of thing. I was $20 in one as well.
Is this your potential 100? Do you have a stab?
That was my potential 100 initially when I went through, but I thought I would actually be disappointed.
Yeah.
I would be
But I
disappointed.
wouldn't be disappointed at that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't spend $100 on it, but I don't know. I've had to apportion my $100 ticket anywhere.
Yeah.
30 for 6. No, 6 for 30.
6 for 30.
6 for 30.
And you were...
I was 1 for 20.
and I was 1 for 20.
Ooh, right.
That's $109.
Chateauneuf de Pape.
Chateauneuf de
The
Pape.
puppy.
Oh dear.
Like 15.5% alcohol.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, this is what's happening with Chateauneuf de Pape. Is that it's so hot down there. 9.2 standard drinks a bottle. They need to really start focusing on harvesting it early. I think it's just too ripe. It's too full-bodied. It's lost all its vibrancy. It's
They've
like,
got a little clitoris on their bottle. What's up with that? Dude, why have they done that?
why are you touching the Pope's clit?
That's mental, dude. That's the Pope's clit? Dude,
Yeah,
that
so
is...
Chateauneuf de Pape is like
It is
House of the
quite
Pope.
suggestive. Oh, it's the little thing at the top of the hat.
Yeah, it's the hood. Well, I wouldn't pay $109 for that.
I understand why. Like all the Chateauneufs that I've had over the last like 2 to 3 years have been very much like this.
I'm sure in France this wine is nowhere close to this price.
I bet.
Oh,
I bet.
100%.
I bet.
Then we go to this one.
Wine number 6.
This was my $100 bottle. I wouldn't buy that many of them, but I could see the intensity the most on this. Like this was the least
more intensity.
neutral.
Yeah, this is where I went into the blendy territory. I thought that this was fine. Like I would have this as there's the light red on your pub list, here's your heavy red on your pub list sort of thing.
I
Like,
like the acid on this though. Like there's a lot more vibrancy here.
There's
A lot
freshness.
more life. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got that kind of like meaty, bacony, like olive tapenade thing. It's got that intensity and freshness.
Yeah.
I think it's really good.
Did you say meaty and bacony?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing how like as you're saying that, I'm
it
then,
comes, yeah.
Yeah,
the power of suggestion.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
So I am placebo.
fairy floss. Did it work?
Good wine. How about now? It's cool. It's just it's not the sort of wine that I would reach for, but for people who do like reaching for these, the fact that it's definitely under $30. I was 3 for 20. Blend pub red.
I was 3 for 100.
3 for 30.
3 for 30.
Cool.
Kalleske Moppa.
Shiraz.
Yeah,
Cool.
classic. An absolute South Australian classic. Amazing farming, all organic. Definitely a kind of a atypical Barossa wine, but also a typical Barossa wine in that kind of aspect. This is their kind of more traditional range, but they've also got their like avant-garde range, which I really like. Like they do some really cool stuff, and it's the farming that's a winner.
I really like the bottle shape on this, like very angular.
Yeah,
It reminds
it's
me of
cool.
like boxy Land Rovers from the 70s and
Yeah,
80s.
Rockford's basket press.
Yeah, a bit of that.
Yeah.
Quite sharp through here. Right, well, wine to the lineup.
Yeah, fuck. I'm gonna vote for that. That was my favorite, but
was
you
the-
guys were
you
super
can
into
agree.
this, weren't you?
Yeah, and I was really into that as well. I don't know. I think it's gonna be one of the.
Yeah, it's one of the ones.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
You weren't super hot on that. I basically said a dozen and between $25 and $29 for each of those.
Yeah.
3, 3, and 6.
I
would
think
one.
that one wins. Yeah, I think that.
Yeah, the Grillo. I'm really happy with the Grillo. It's the cheapest wine in the lineup. $23.
Yeah.
It's the cheapest wine in the lineup.
It's fun.
Most
It's
aromatic.
different. We love Sicily.
100% Italian wine for $23 in Australia. Sure, buy that. But honestly, any of these, if you're like me, you'll enjoy.
It's not us.
Dad?
These aren't for anyone.
No,
Here.
I cannot stress how much my dad would like these wines. I cannot stress. All right, see you next time, guys.
Go.